What's up guys, this is Mac Controller here, and today we're going to be checking out a mod that turns Minecraft into the world of My Hero Academia. If you guys are excited about it, hope to see you all after that intro. Hit it! What's up guys, we're back and we're going to be checking out the My Hero Craft mod made by Kinjira. It is inspired by the manga and the anime of the same title. The mod adds a whole bunch of cool additions, like costumes from characters from the show, like Deku, All Might, All For One, and Shigaraki. But it also adds the ability to spawn in those characters as well, so you're able to fight those characters or work alongside those characters in your Minecraft world. They will naturally spawn, which we'll demonstrate later in this video. And all the costumes, we're not going to look at all of them because there's a lot, because they do them in pieces, but we will be looking at a handful of the costume options and how detailed they are for this mod. But the centerpiece of this mod is the item in my hand, the quirk changer item. Now the quirk changer item is how you get your quirk or superpower in the My Hero world. Now the first thing is to activate the item, and it lists a whole bunch of the main characters from the series. So you have all the students from class 1A, some of the ones from class 1B, and then you have obviously some of the big three, as well as Kurogiri before he was transformed into Kurogiri. Then you have all of the pro heroes. So you have All Might, Eraserhead, Mirako, Endeavor, and so on and so forth. And then after you get through all of them, Chainsaw Man is apparently now a pro hero in the My Hero world, so cool to know. You get onto the villains. You have Tomura, you have Kurogiri, you have Dabi, Mimiko, Twice, Mr. Compress, All For One. And basically, you have all of these characters that you can pick powers from. And then, obviously, the successors of One For All, which it lets you use their powers. And then you have Luminous, Airwalk, Burst Speed, Spring Transformation, Muscle Strength Enhancement, so on and so forth. And it allows you to basically get any power you want. The item is one use, so once you use it in survival, it obviously will go away and you'll be stuck with whatever power you have, because there's no way to get these outside of obviously creative mode. So if we scroll to the very top of the menu though, there is an option that if you don't want to pick and you're like, I don't know what quirk I want to have a random power bestowed upon me, you have the ability to just let the dice decide and hit random. Now the item immediately disappears, but how do you tell what quirk you got? Well, that part's actually kind of easy. So you have to go into hero mode, which you just hit H on your keyboard, and it allows you to see what quirk you got. So we got Danger Sense. So it'll say the quirk, obviously. So we got Danger Sense. Then we have this Strike, which is the first move you can use. And then a number under it. That number is for your cooldown for when you're using your quirk. So, as you level up, you gain the ability to unlock new moves. So, for example, with Danger Sense, our first move outside of the Strike, obviously, is... Oh, dang. So, to find out what abilities you have, you have to, obviously, scroll through it. So you hit R on your keypad and scroll on your mouse, and it typically would take you to what you get. Unfortunately, Danger Sense doesn't have a power, because Danger Sense is basically the My Hero version of the Spider Sense. So there's really nothing we can do to demonstrate this quirk, unfortunately, but it happens. But next, I think we're going to check out the some of the costumes that this mod adds into the game that would allow you to bring your Minecraft game plus Ultra Alright, and we're here with a handful of the costumes that you can unlock, just to kind of show how detailed some of them are. So right here, front and center, we have the version 2 version of Deku's costume. Obviously, it doesn't have a mask because it has the mask on the back like he does in the show, which I think that this is a really good attention to detail. All the intricate 3D shapes that are added on here to make this costume look more than just like someone drew something onto a basic costume. Then to the right, we have All Might's costume, which looks a little less cool, but most of the thing about his costume is that he's super buff and he's a really big guy, so very hard to make it much more than that for this. Then we have the UA school uniform costume. So it's the jacket with the pants. And I like the detailing of how it has the shirt, the collared shirt with the actual collar visible. It's not a drawn on detail once again. It's an actual item. And it makes it look way more realistic. Even the buttons have some texturing to them as well, which makes them look more like an outfit versus just another skin. Then we have the UA gym outfit. So this one looks not as good. Obviously, there is a slight difference between this and a hero costume, but it does have some raised areas, the white on the arms, the white where the UA symbol is. So it is a little different, but it's not super special. Just as one of the costumes that you can wear. Now, on our villain side, we have Shigaraki's third costume he wears in the entire series. Very intricate, a lot of detail, lots of extra 3D models and stuff on here to make this look way more than just a skin, and it looks really good. Then we have Mr. Compress's costume. I really like the trench coat and how they did it as a 3D design, and yes, there are pants and boots under there, but just the way that this covers it makes it where you can't see them, but obviously pretty cool. And then the big bad of it all for one. So his costume, the suit does have extra detailing, kind of like the UA costume does. But the big majority of it is the mask, which takes up a lot because it's a really big mask. And yeah, this is the big thing for the All for One costume. But overall, I would say this mod does really good on the costumes, making sure that the costumes look more than just a skin, because obviously if you just wanted a skin, at this point I feel like it's possible we're just gonna get My Hero skins at one point, but this 100% is pretty good for the costumes. Obviously there's a lot more, but there's so many pieces because this is a 3-piece thing, this is a 4-piece thing, a 3-piece thing, 3-piece, 3-piece, 2-piece, 2-piece, but a lot of them have a lot more intricate parts, but obviously it looks really cool. Now the next part is the mobs that we can spawn in of these characters so we can kind of see how they interact together. See y'all when we get to that point. Alright, and so we have some spawn eggs to spawn in some of the characters. So we're going to start off with some of the hero characters, the students, so that we can kind of see what they look like. So right here we have Deku from, supposedly it's supposed to be the work study 5%, but this is 100% his first costume. With Bakugo, it's supposed to be the same thing. I like it in a way, but I also think that it's a lot of stuff going on with his hair, and I don't think it looks accurate, but I also think that his hairstyle would be hard to do in this game. Ochako looks about what you would expect. Todoroki is, again, not the work study. This is season 1, because this is when he had the split colored costume. He didn't have that during the work study. For Ida, we have a costume that this is technically correct. It looks like. It looks more correct so far than anything else has. And then on to the last one with Kirishima. Again, not the work study. This is, well, it sort of is. Like his work study costume's only slightly different with the aspect of the sleeves. But for the most part, I'd say they did pretty good on the like skins. Bakugo's is very messy, so is Kirishima's. They really go into the detailing on the front for like Todoroki and Ochako. And then Ida obviously just wears a helmet, so don't really get to see Ida's face too much. Next on to bringing in some pros. Alright, now we got some pro heroes that we're going to summon just to see what they look like. So we have All Might, which looks crazy, but so accurate by comparison. Like, this is probably to scale accurate on height, and like the muscle definition definitely looks good. This was kind of what I was saying with the costume earlier, where I said it's kind of hard to get his costume to be any different because it's based on muscles. Mirako just has like giant bunny ears. Looks very accurate. Then we have 13. I'm wondering how they got 13 pretty spot on. I feel like the eyes are a little big, but also I think that, again, with this square head shape, it's kind of hard to get the right kind of eye shapes. And then Night Eye, slightly taller, looks pretty good. Like his suit's got texturing just like all the other suits have. Ectoplasm, it's got the trench coat, got the mask. Looks pretty solid. Again, detailing on the trench coat's pretty fire. And then for Eraserhead, yep, Class 1A's teacher has never looked more accurate before. So yeah, definitely, I'd say the pros look a lot better, but I think it's also because a lot of their assets were probably easier to put together for a mob than like the students were. Time to see how the villains fare. Alright, and now we're back with some villains. We're in a different area this time because the villains do aggro on the heroes and it gets pretty loud, so it's kind of hard to really look at them as well while they're fighting. So we got Shigaraki right here. He's got like a fusion of his different costumes. Like the costume look itself looks like season 1. Or I guess it's technically all season 1, really. And then we have Dabi from the training camp. Looks pretty alright. Like his jacket's kind of cool. The hair's kind of cool as well. But for the most part, not too bad. All for One has, of course, his suit and helmet. He's bigger, obviously, than like your average mob, so it's kind of cool, obviously. And then we have Overhaul's outfit. Looks pretty cool. I kind of like how the feathers actually look like feathers on his jacket, and then like the mask looks pretty cool and everything. Then we have Spinner. Looks kind of cool. I think that the nose could have been brought out a little more. Like the hair is pretty like noticeable, but like his like nose/mouth thing isn't. But he still looks pretty cool for, again, a mob for this mod. And then the last is Kyogiri. Okay, so he doesn't look bad. He definitely looks pretty solid. Like he's got the metal collar thing, the suit, the like look on his head. But for the most part, everything looks pretty solid. And this is a pretty cool mod if you guys want to check it out. It's on CurseForge. And with that, I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video. Peace out, squad.